Hi, and in this video, I'm going to share 4 surprising truths about dating younger men. Hi there, Matt Shaffer, your empowerment, connection, and relationship coach. I am a former attorney who's committed his life to supporting women like you in creating more fulfilling, meaningful connections and relationships with men. And I'm so excited to talk to you about this topic. 4 surprising truths about dating younger men. This comes up all the time in my work with my clients and my students around the world, and we're going to dive into it. But before we do, take a second and hit that little subscribe button, and don't forget to click the link in the comments and caption. I have created a great training, some great content that I know is really going to make a big difference in your relationships and connections with men. And so now let's dive into this, right? 4 powerful truths, 4 surprising truths about what it means to date younger men. Let's start off with the first one. The first one is that younger men don't necessarily want to have kids. And you not being able to have kids or you not wanting to have kids does not necessarily disqualify you from a relationship or disqualify you from being someone that they fall in love with. I know so many clients and so many students who have a tendency to write themselves off as a prospect for long-term relationship with a man because they don't want to have kids, and they just assume that he wants to have kids. Don't assume that a man wants to have kids. Not all men want to have kids. And some men only want to have kids if they connect with a woman who wants to have kids, right? There's a lot of conditions and a lot of different variables at play in the decision to have kids. So don't dismiss a man or downplay yourself or disallow yourself from opening up emotionally to a man because you create a story that he's going to want to have kids someday and you're not going to be able to have them, or you don't want to have them. That isn't being fair to you, and that's cutting yourself off from potential love. So embrace this truth and recognize that not all men want to have kids now or eventually, maybe unless they meet the right person. So be open to that. And the second surprising truth is not all younger men are just looking for a fling. It's the truth. Not all younger men are just looking for sex with women their age or with older women, right? Every man is unique. And at every age group, trust me, there are plenty of men who are just looking for sex, right? But not every younger man is just looking for a fling with a cougar or an older woman. So truly take a second to really appreciate and connect with who the man is before you and what his intentions are. And recognize that just because a younger man might want a physical relationship with you, it doesn't mean that it can't evolve into a longer term relationship. I've known many clients who have started off just kind of hooking up with a younger man in a sort of light, casual, low expectation scenario. And over time, it evolved into something really meaningful and deep for both of them. So even if a relationship starts casual, it doesn't mean it can't blossom into a deeper, more meaningful, long-term relationship with a guy. So let go of all your stories around all younger men are just looking for a roll in the hay, right? Or even if it starts off as a roll in the hay, it doesn't mean it can't become something really meaningful and beautiful for both of you. And the third surprising truth about younger men is that they're actually easier to date a lot of times than men your own age. And that might seem counterintuitive, right? Because older men are more emotionally mature, they've got more experience being in relationship, and you think that would be a good thing, but it actually can create a lot of issues, right? Because older men can have a lot of baggage. They can have a lot of trauma around relationship, and it can actually be hard for them to get past that because they have this tendency to just project all of the wounds of their past onto you as they're looking to get to know you. So it can be hard for them to put their walls down. It can be hard for them to be intimate with you emotionally or physically. You never know what kind of trauma they may have experienced in their past marriages, right? Or past divorces, or who knows what's happened to them. Whereas younger men, they just have less trauma, generally speaking, because they haven't had as much experience, right? So they're much more prone to just sort of meet you where you're at, experience you, and see you more clearly because they don't have all the baggage that they're projecting onto you in the relational container. So think about that. Even though they're less emotionally developed, right, or less emotionally mature on paper, they actually might be easier to get to know and connect with and develop a mature relationship with, because there's not as much junk between you and them emotionally or from their own experience. So don't write younger men off just because they may not have the same emotional mileage. It might actually be an asset for being in relationship with them. And the fourth surprising truth about dating younger men is that, guess what? They can teach you too. See, because one of those standard beliefs, right, is that the older woman gets to be the teacher to the younger man. Well, I'll tell you, as long as you're open to his lessons, a younger man can teach you a lot too. He can teach you to let go. He can teach you to let go of your attachment to outcome. A younger man can teach you to step into your playfulness, your lightness, your freedom, your joy, the aspects of yourself that you may have disconnected from, or at least created some distance from because of all the responsibilities, maybe of raising a family or having a career and taking on everything that you have in your life. A younger man can really create a space for you to connect with those parts of yourself that really feel good. A younger man can also teach you to let go of judgment, to let go of your outcome dependence, that it has to look a certain way, that a relationship has to unfold a certain way. He can teach you to be present in the moment with him and just explore what it means to be polarized, to be in your feminine, to have him in his masculine, and the two of you dance together for as long as it lasts. And for whatever it is, you can just accept and surrender into that and appreciate what it means to have true magnetic masculine feminine polarity with another person. And one of the most powerful things that a younger man can teach you is to let go of your limiting beliefs around what he's capable of, your limiting beliefs around the type of relationship that you're worthy of, or the type of relationship that you can have with a man. Just because you're of a certain age, whatever that age may be, it doesn't mean that the man in front of you, whether he's 10 years younger than you or 20 years younger than you or whatever, it doesn't mean that he can't show up for you. It doesn't mean that the two of you can't connect. It doesn't mean that the two of you can't have a meaningful, soulful, passionate connection and relationship. Release all those limiting beliefs. That's one of the greatest things he can teach you, is to let go of all the stories around how you think a relationship has to go and what type of relationships you can enjoy and experience and what type of relationship he's capable of. And just be in connection with another man and enjoy it and see where it goes. So there you go. 4 surprising truths about dating younger men. The first one, of course, is they don't all want kids. And you not being able to have kids or you not wanting to have kids, it doesn't mean they're going to write you off. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be able to fall in love with you. And it doesn't mean they're not going to want a relationship with you. And the second surprising truth is they're not all just looking for a fling. They're not all just looking for something casual. And even if something starts casual, it doesn't mean it can't unfold or blossom into a deeper, more meaningful long-term relationship. And the third surprising truth about dating younger men is they can actually be easier to date and build a relationship with than an older man, because even though they may be a little emotionally less mature, they can also be a little emotionally less damaged. They can have less baggage, less judgments, and less issues with intimacy and trust because they haven't had as much trauma from their past relationships. And the last surprising truth about dating younger men is that they have a lot to teach you too, about being present, being free, being light, being able to surrender into what a connection is, and really recognize that all of the limiting beliefs we have around who we are and the type of relationship that we're capable of and that younger men are capable of, it's all a bunch of false narratives, and that we really get to accept and appreciate each person for who they are before us. And if you're able to really embrace these truths, you're going to have amazing relationships with younger men that are going to help you grow and add real value to your life. So I hope you loved this video. If you did, take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and be sure to click that link in the comments and caption. I've created some awesome training that I know is going to really help you in your connections with men. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time on my YouTube channel. Bye-bye.